Welcome to an immersive journey through time and memories. Dive into the captivating world of your watch history, where every moment tells a story, every choice reflects your unique interests, and every click brings a new discovery. Uncover the patterns, relive the highlights, and explore the evolution of your viewing experience. It's fascinating to think about how football helmets were tested in the early 1900s. Imagine the trial and error process they went through to ensure safety back then, probably a mix of creativity, bravery, and a bit of chaos. We've come a long way since those days, but it's cool to reflect on the origins of sports gear innovation. American football sparkles. Can you believe it? Someone actually had to hand-carve every single eye of the presidents on Mount Rushmore. Face screaming in fear, eyes talk about dedication. What an absolutely absurd and infuriating claim. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the most iconic and sacred historical monuments in the world, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a testament to ancient Egyptian civilization. The idea that tourists would be free to climb all over it, let alone sunbathe and drink tea, is both disrespectful and preposterous. Such behavior would not only desecrate this ancient wonder but also jeopardize its preservation for future generations. There are strict regulations in place to protect the pyramids, and climbing them is illegal and punishable by law. Spreading misinformation like this is irresponsible and undermines the efforts to protect cultural heritage. That sounds intriguing. It's amazing to think about what could have motivated a police officer in 1920 to take action involving a building in New York. Such moments in history often carry fascinating stories or bold decisions behind them. Truly admirable how even small actions can leave us curious and inspired. It's fascinating, and a bit alarming, to think about how child car seats in the 1940s were considered extremely dangerous. Safety standards have come such a long way since then. Imagine trusting something like that back in the day. It really makes you appreciate modern engineering and regulations, doesn't it? Automobile baby. The initial design of the Michelin Man must have been terrifying. It's hard to imagine such a beloved mascot starting off as something so scary. Fearful face. This is the initial design of an electric hairdryer. Incredible. It's amazing to see where it all started. This is absolutely outrageous. A beauty pageant where contestants were forced to wear terrifying masks to hide their faces, reducing them to nothing but their eyes? In 1930 or not, this concept is dehumanizing and absurd. Judging someone's beauty by isolating a single feature while stripping away their individuality and expression is a gross distortion of what beauty truly means. How could such a competition even exist? This obsession with superficial standards is infuriating and reflects a shallow, narrow-minded view of human worth. Beauty is not a pair of eyes behind a mask, it's the whole person, their character, their essence. This kind of contest is an insult to humanity itself. Wow, a 3,000-pound horse named Lubber? That's incredible. I can't imagine how massive and majestic Lubber must have been to hold the title of the world's largest horse back in 1930. Astonished face, horse face. It is fascinating to observe how cultural perceptions and design aesthetics have evolved over time. The Easter Bunny costumes from the 1950s, while intended to bring joy and festivity, often appear unsettling by today's standards. This may be attributed to the rudimentary costume design and the lack of attention to creating a more approachable or whimsical appearance. Such examples serve as a reminder of how societal expectations and artistic sensibilities shape the way we celebrate traditions. Wow, what an epic showdown! The world's thinnest man versus the world's fattest man, a clash of extremes that must have been a spectacle to behold. Imagine the excitement and curiosity of the crowd back in the 1800s, gathering to witness such a unique event. Let's cheer for this incredible piece of history and the fascinating stories it must have held. Party popper clapping hands. That's fascinating. Dinosphere sounds like an incredible invention by Dr. J.A. Purves. A giant wheel that can hit speeds of 30 miles per hour? That must have been such a futuristic and thrilling concept back in its time. Rocket. It's incredible to think about the creativity and effort that went into creating MGM's iconic movie intro before CGI existed. The practical techniques and dedication to detail truly showcase the artistry of filmmaking in its purest form. Absolutely awe-inspiring. It's fascinating to learn that the first version of Ronald McDonald was created by Willard Scott back in 1963. What an iconic character that has brought joy to so many generations. Truly a brilliant creation that has stood the test of time. Testing condoms in the 1930s. Now that's a fascinating blast from the past. It makes you wonder what methods they used back then, probably a mix of ingenuity and trial and error. We've come a long way since then, both in terms of science and, thankfully, comfort. That's amazing. A vending machine for potatoes? Talk about convenience and innovation. Potato sparkles. That's such a bizarre yet fascinating concept. Imagine cars just spinning around in water to get cleaned, like some kind of automotive merry-go-round. It's incredible how far technology has come from such unconventional ideas to the modern, efficient car wash systems we have today. Switching from driving on the left to the right in just one day? No big deal, right? I'm sure nobody was confused, no accidents happened, and everyone just magically adjusted overnight. Clearly, humans are known for their flawless ability to adapt to monumental changes without any hiccups. Bravo, Sweden, for making September 3, 1967, a day to remember, or maybe forget. A gym from 1831? I can only imagine the workout routine, lifting heavy sacks of flour, running away from wild animals, and the ultimate core exercise, dodging societal expectations. Who needs treadmills when you've got cobblestone streets and questionable 19th century footwear? Truly, fitness innovation at its peak. This is such a fascinating concept. The baby cage sounds like a creative and innovative way to ensure babies living in city apartments can still enjoy fresh air and sunlight. Imagine the ingenuity of designing a safe, suspended space for little ones to experience the outdoors even in urban environments. It's amazing how people come up with such unique solutions to everyday challenges. What a brilliant idea. Glowing star. Piet van der Sword must have been quite famous in 1955 to earn the title of the fattest man in Europe. It's fascinating how individuals like him become part of history for such unique reasons. Pauline Musters must have had such a unique life story. Being recognized as the shortest woman in the world is incredible. I wonder how tall she was and what her life was like. Did she travel or perform anywhere? So fascinating. Can you believe it? Back in the 1930s, this couple danced their way to victory in a marathon dance competition in Atlantic City by staying on their feet for an unbelievable 1,473 hours. That's over 61 days of non-stop dancing, absolutely mind-blowing. Man dancing, woman dancing. It's incredible to think that people could actually fall asleep while dancing in marathon events. The sheer endurance and determination required for such feats are truly admirable. Wow, that's incredible. Toshiba was way ahead of its time with the View phone back in 1964. Real-time video calling back then? It's like the OG FaceTime. Rocket telephone receiver. Oh, what a brilliant idea. Let's teach kids the valuable life skill of walking a prehistoric predator on a leash. Nothing says childhood memories like a casual stroll with a creature that has 80 razor-sharp teeth and the bite force to crush bones. Truly, California was ahead of its time in redefining hands-on education. It's incredible to think about the ingenuity of early 1900s engineering. Suspending tons of materials and train components hundreds of feet in the air and transporting them across a canyon must have been both a daring and groundbreaking solution. Truly a testament to human creativity and determination. A bacon costume in 1894. That's some sizzling creativity for the time. I wonder what inspired him to dress up as a slice of meat. Was it a love for breakfast or just a bold sense of humor? Ah yes, the good old days when a cough was treated with a touch of heroin. Nothing says health and wellness quite like turning your cold into a full-blown addiction. Truly, 19th century medicine was ahead of its time, solving one problem by creating 10 others. What an ingenious invention from 1876. Virgil A. Gates truly thought outside the box with his mustache guard to save gentlemen from the daily struggle of keeping their mustaches clean while eating or drinking. Such a clever and practical solution, impressive. Did you know that during World War II, Walt Disney created a Mickey Mouse gas mask? It was designed to make children feel more at ease while wearing it. Imagine something so serious being turned into a comforting and familiar character. What an interesting way to blend creativity with practicality. Herman the cat sounds like a true hero. I can't imagine how terrifying it must have been during World War II, especially on a ship where danger could strike at any moment. And yet, this brave little feline faced it all, hunting down rats and keeping things under control. Just thinking about being in that situation makes my heart race. What if something had happened to him? It's amazing how even in the scariest times, animals like Herman can bring comfort and serve such an important role. What a legend. This is absolutely incredible. The American Dream limousine is truly a marvel of engineering and luxury. To think that this is the longest limousine in the world is mind-blowing. Imagine riding in something so extravagant and massive. It must feel like being in a mobile palace. Unbelievable. What an incredible glimpse into history. It's fascinating to imagine the daily life of this muffin seller in 1930s London, working hard to make a living. The simplicity yet resilience of such a scene speaks volumes about the era. Truly inspiring. Interesting. I wonder what specific reasons made these early roller skate designs unpopular. Was it a matter of comfort, functionality, or maybe even style? What an intriguing glimpse into the past. It's fascinating to think that during the 1960s, one could order something as exotic as a squirrel monkey through the mail for just $18.95. This anecdote sheds light on how societal norms and regulations regarding animal trade and welfare have evolved significantly over the decades. It serves as a reminder of the importance of ethical considerations in how we interact with and care for animals today. That's fascinating. A flying pig, literally. John Moore Brabazon and his pig, Icarus, must have made quite the spectacle back in 1909. It's amazing to think they turned the phrase, "when pigs fly," into reality, even if just for a short flight. Rocket pig face. That's incredible. Fiat having a car factory with a test track on the roof is such an innovative and visionary idea. It's amazing to think about the level of engineering and creativity that went into making something so unique. That's absolutely incredible. A baboon named Jack working as a signalman at a railway station in the 1800s and never making a single mistake? That's beyond astonishing. The fact that an animal could perform such a critical and precise job for almost a decade is mind-blowing. Jack must have been extraordinarily intelligent and well-trained. This is one of those stories that truly shows how remarkable animals can be. Hannes de Jong, the 1970 world champion of pole sitting, perched majestically on a pole, defying gravity, time, and all logic. Trophy fire. That's so fascinating. Astonished face before radar was invented, soldiers actually relied on giant, cartoonish-looking machines to detect enemy aircraft by sound. That's like stepping straight out of a Looney Tunes episode. Headphone airplane. Imagine the dedication and creativity it took to come up with such a solution back then. Technology has come so far, but this old-school ingenuity is absolutely mind-blowing. Rocket clapping hands. Wow, the Peel P50 is the smallest car ever made? That's incredible. It must feel like driving a toy on actual roads. Astonished face. A mass shaving machine from the 19th century? Imagine lining up with a group of strangers to get your beard shaved at the same time. Sounds like a recipe for chaos or a barber's fever dream. Face with tears of joy. What an incredible moment in history. Harry Houdini's daring escape acts never fail to amaze. The sheer courage and skill it must have taken to leap off a bridge in chains, with thousands watching in awe, truly legendary. Houdini's legacy as the ultimate escape artist remains unmatched. A fireproof suit designed to spray water on the wearer? That sounds both fascinating and oddly unconventional. I wonder how practical it is. Was it created for extreme safety measures or just an experimental concept? What an incredible moment in history. Harry Houdini's daring escape acts never fail to amaze. The sheer courage and skill it must have taken to leap off a bridge in chains, with thousands watching in awe, truly legendary. Houdini's legacy as the ultimate escape artist remains unmatched. This must have been such a revolutionary concept back in the 1930s. The idea of a mobile home during that era showcases incredible innovation and forward thinking. It's fascinating to imagine how people adapted to such designs, blending functionality with mobility at a time when technology and resources were far more limited than today. Truly ahead of its time. Hiding alcohol inside wooden-lined trucks with secret trapdoors during Prohibition? That's some next-level creativity. It's amazing how resourceful people can get when faced with strict rules. You've got to admire the ingenuity, even if it was all about breaking the law. Articulated lorry bottle with popping cork. This must have been such a revolutionary concept back in the 1930s. The idea of a mobile home during that era showcases incredible innovation and forward thinking. It's fascinating to imagine how people adapted to such designs, blending functionality with mobility at a time when technology and resources were far more limited than today. Truly ahead of its time. What an incredible moment in history. Harry Houdini's daring escape acts never fail to amaze. The sheer courage and skill it must have taken to leap off a bridge in chains, with thousands watching in awe, truly legendary. Houdini's legacy as the ultimate escape artist remains unmatched. That's fascinating. It's incredible to imagine Mount Rushmore before the iconic presidential faces were carved into it. Nature's raw beauty combined with human craftsmanship, what a transformation. Have you ever thought about what it must have been like for the sculptors to work on such a massive scale? Plymouth Rock in real life is surprisingly modest. It's about 4 feet wide and 2 feet tall, definitely not the massive boulder you might imagine. But hey, this little rock carries a huge historical significance as a symbol of the Pilgrims' landing in 1620. It's like the celebrity of rocks, proving size doesn't always matter when it comes to fame. Sparkles. It's fascinating to imagine Queen Elizabeth II at 18 years old. Such a pivotal age, right before stepping into her incredible journey as a monarch. What a glimpse into history. Crown. This must be an incredible piece of history. Levi's jeans have truly stood the test of time, and seeing one of the oldest pairs in the world is absolutely fascinating. It's amazing to think about the craftsmanship and durability that have kept these jeans intact for so many years. A true testament to timeless quality. The Great Sphinx of Giza has a tail. Astonished face, that's such an unexpected detail. It's fascinating to think about how much mystery still surrounds this ancient monument. Could this be symbolic, or is it just an overlooked feature? Truly mind-blowing. Wow, this must be such a hauntingly powerful image. The lifeboats from the Titanic carry so much historical significance, representing both survival and the immense tragedy of that fateful night. It's incredible to think about the resilience of those who endured such a harrowing experience. This must be such a hauntingly powerful image. The lifeboats from the Titanic carry so much historical significance, representing both survival and the immense tragedy of that fateful night. It's incredible to think about the resilience of those who endured such a harrowing experience. Ruth Malcolmson must have been truly remarkable to win Miss America back in 1924. It's incredible to think about how much grace and poise she must have had to stand out during such an iconic era. What an inspiring achievement. This must have been such a revolutionary concept back in the 1930s. The idea of a mobile home during that era showcases incredible innovation and forward thinking. It's fascinating to imagine how people adapted to such designs, blending functionality with mobility at a time when technology and resources were far more limited than today. Truly ahead of its time. Oh, so this is what Bob Ross looked like before his iconic hairstyle? Fascinating. I wonder what inspired him to go for the famous perm. Was it a personal choice or something that just stuck over time? This must have been such a revolutionary concept back in the 1930s. The idea of a mobile home during that era showcases incredible innovation and forward thinking. It's fascinating to imagine how people adapted to such designs, blending functionality with mobility at a time when technology and resources were far more limited than today. Truly ahead of its time. This must have been such a revolutionary concept back in the 1930s. The idea of a mobile home during that era showcases incredible innovation and forward thinking. It's fascinating to imagine how people adapted to such designs, blending functionality with mobility at a time when technology and resources were far more limited than today. Truly ahead of its time. Oh, so this is what Bob Ross looked like before his iconic hairstyle? Fascinating. I wonder what inspired him to go for the famous perm. Was it a personal choice or something that just stuck over time? The Great Wall of China is truly a marvel of human ingenuity and effort. Spanning an incredible 13,000 miles, it's mind-blowing to think about the history, dedication, and sheer scale of this ancient wonder. The fact that you're referencing the final stretch of the wall makes it even more fascinating. Imagine standing there and feeling the weight of centuries of history. Absolutely breathtaking. Glowing Star. This painting by Leonardo da Vinci holds the title of the most expensive artwork ever sold, truly a testament to his genius and timeless legacy. Imagining wicker chairs inside an airplane in 1925 is such a fascinating glimpse into the early days of aviation. It's amazing how far we've come in terms of comfort and technology. Rocket airplane. The mention of The Burning Monk, 1963, evokes one of the most profound and awe-inspiring moments in history. Thich Quang Duc's act of self-immolation in Saigon was not just a protest but a testament to the unyielding strength of conviction and the pursuit of justice. His courage and calmness in such an unimaginable moment leave us in absolute reverence. It's a powerful reminder of the lengths to which individuals will go to stand up for their beliefs and inspire change. Truly humbling. Lunch atop a skyscraper, 1932, what an iconic moment frozen in time. This legendary photograph captures 11 ironworkers casually enjoying their lunch while perched on a steel beam, hundreds of feet above New York City. No harnesses, no fear, just sandwiches, camaraderie, and a breathtaking view. It's both nerve-wracking and awe-inspiring. Can you imagine the sheer bravery, or perhaps nonchalance, it took to sit there, legs dangling over the abyss? Truly a snapshot of the grit, determination, and daredevil spirit that built the modern skyline. An infuriating reminder of humanity's capacity for destruction. The mushroom cloud over Nagasaki in 1945 represents one of the darkest chapters in history, a horrifying testament to the devastating consequences of war and the reckless use of power. Thousands of innocent lives were obliterated in an instant, with countless more suffering from the aftermath for years to come. How can we look at this and not feel a surge of anger at the senseless loss and unimaginable pain inflicted? This is a scar on humanity that should never be forgotten, nor repeated. What an iconic moment in history. Party Popper VJ Day in Times Square, 1945, marked the end of World War II and the triumph of peace and unity. That famous photograph of the sailor and nurse embodies the joy and relief felt around the world. Let's celebrate the courage and resilience of those who lived through such challenging times. Cheers to freedom, hope, and a brighter future. Raising hands sparkles. Albino Boy, Biafra, 1969 Such a brief yet striking phrase. It immediately evokes a powerful image, hinting at a poignant moment in history. The year 1969 places it amidst the Nigerian Civil War, a time of immense suffering and resilience. An albino boy in this context? It's such a rare and unexpected detail, sparking curiosity and wonder about his story. What could his life have been like during such a turbulent period? So many questions arise from just these few words. This is such a haunting and powerful moment in history. The image of a young Jewish boy surrendering during the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising in 1943 is truly heart-wrenching. It captures the unimaginable fear, despair, and courage faced by so many during the Holocaust. This single moment speaks volumes about the atrocities of that time and serves as a stark reminder of the resilience of the human spirit amidst unimaginable suffering. Absolutely chilling to reflect on. The fiery fall of the Hindenburg, a tragedy that shook the world. In 1937, the skies over New Jersey bore witness to one of history's most shocking disasters. The Hindenburg, a massive German airship, went up in flames in mere seconds. Once a symbol of luxury and innovation, it became a blazing inferno, killing 36 people and marking the end of the airship era. What caused this catastrophe? Sabotage? Static electricity? The mystery lingers, but the haunting images remain unforgettable. A chilling reminder, even the grandest marvels can fall in an instant. // Atomicus, 1948, captures a haunting moment where time and reality seem to disintegrate. The surreal chaos, frozen midair, lingers in the mind like an unsettling dream you cannot escape. It is a visual symphony of suspension, where gravity bows to imagination, leaving an eerie sense of unease that refuses to fade. View from the window at Le Gras, 1826, is truly a groundbreaking piece of history. This photograph, created by Nice Niepce, is widely regarded as the world's first surviving photograph. It's incredible to think about how this single image laid the foundation for the entire field of photography as we know it today. The sheer ingenuity and determination it must have taken to develop this process in the early 19th century is absolutely awe-inspiring. A true testament to human creativity and innovation. // What an inspiring title, *Leap into Freedom, 1961 *. It stirs the heart and fills the soul with hope and courage. Let us celebrate the boldness and resilience that such a leap represents. Here's to breaking barriers, embracing change, and soaring toward a brighter future. Party Popper Rocket is astonishing. The hand of Mrs. Wilhelm Röntgen, captured in 1895, represents one of the most groundbreaking moments in the history of science and medicine. This image, created using X-rays, was the first of its kind and marked the birth of radiography. Can you imagine the awe and disbelief they must have felt seeing the bones of a living hand for the very first time? It's incredible how this discovery revolutionized diagnostics and opened up entirely new possibilities for understanding the human body. The flag raising on Iwo Jima, 1945, is such an iconic and powerful moment in history. It symbolizes immense bravery, sacrifice, and unity during one of the most challenging times in World War II. The image of those Marines working together to raise the American flag on Mount Suribachi is not just a photograph, it's a testament to the resilience and determination of the human spirit. Truly awe-inspiring. Cotton Mill Girl, 1908, instantly transports us to a bygone era. It's astonishing to think about the sheer resilience and determination of young workers during that time. The image this evokes, a young girl laboring in a cotton mill over a century ago, is both haunting and thought-provoking. How did such a life shape their dreams, their futures? It's incredible to reflect on the progress we've made since then, yet sobering to consider the hardships they endured. This is such a historical reference. The Nazi Party rallies were massive propaganda events during the 1930s. I wonder what the atmosphere must have been like at one of these rallies in 1934. What specific event or speech might this be referring to? Was it tied to the Nuremberg rallies? So much to unpack about that period in history. What an iconic and powerful representation of simplicity and self-reliance. Gandhi and the Spinning Wheel, 1946, captures not just a moment, but the essence of Gandhi's philosophy, his dedication to self-sufficiency, non-violence, and the empowerment of the common people. The spinning wheel, or charkha, became a profound symbol of India's independence movement under his leadership. This image resonates deeply, reminding us of the strength found in humility and the transformative power of steadfast principles. Truly inspiring. The phrase, fetus, 18 weeks, 1965, carries such a profound and awe-inspiring weight. It's incredible to think about the advancements in science and medical imaging that have allowed us to study and understand human development at such an intricate level. The year 1965 marks a time when technology and knowledge were expanding rapidly, and even then, the ability to observe an 18-week-old fetus must have been groundbreaking. Truly remarkable how far humanity has come in uncovering the mysteries of life. Day, 1944, could this be a reference to a specific historical event, perhaps something related to World War II? Maybe D-Day? The year certainly lines up. What could the context be? The iconic photograph, raising a flag over the Reichstag, 1945, is a powerful testament to human resilience and the monumental sacrifices made during World War II. Captured by Soviet photographer Yevgeny Koldyai, this image symbolizes the triumph over unimaginable adversity and the end of one of history's darkest chapters. The sheer determination and courage of the soldiers, risking their lives to hoist the Soviet flag atop the Reichstag, evoke a profound sense of respect and admiration. It stands as a poignant reminder of the cost of freedom and the indomitable spirit of those who fought to achieve it. Truly awe-inspiring. Oh, Behind Closed Doors, 1982. Sounds like the perfect title for a mystery novel about all the secrets people think no one will ever find out. Spoiler alert, they always do. Or maybe it's just a really dramatic way to describe someone forgetting to lock their diary that year. Iconic. The famine in Somalia in 1992 was a haunting chapter of human suffering, a grim reminder of how fragile life can become amidst war, drought, and indifference. Starving children with hollow eyes, their frail bodies clinging to the last threads of existence, became the face of a crisis that the world could not ignore. Entire families wasted away under the merciless sun, their cries for food and water swallowed by the silence of despair. Relief efforts, though well-intentioned, were often too late or obstructed by the chaos of civil war. The images of mass graves and skeletal figures linger in the mind like a ghost, a chilling testament to humanity's failure to protect its most vulnerable. It is a scar on history that demands remembrance, lest we allow such darkness to return. Nuit de Noël, 1963, a night that surely sparkled with magic and wonder. Imagine the warmth of festive lights, the laughter of loved ones, and the crisp winter air filled with hope and joy. Let this memory inspire us to cherish the beauty of togetherness and the spirit of celebration. Raise your glasses high and cheer for the moments that unite us, past and present. Onward to creating more unforgettable nights. Party Popper Sparkles. Abraham Lincoln, a true symbol of perseverance and leadership, left an indelible mark on history in 1860. His wisdom, humility, and unwavering commitment to justice continue to inspire generations. What an extraordinary figure. / Bandits Roost, Mulberry Street, circa 1888, what stories could these streets tell? A notorious corner in New York's history, it sparks curiosity about the lives, struggles, and secrets of those who walked these alleys over a century ago. What was it like to live there during such a gritty and transformative time? Milk Drop Coronet, 1957 This likely refers to the famous photograph capturing the moment a drop of milk creates a crown-like splash upon impact. It symbolizes both artistic beauty and scientific precision, a timeless representation of fleeting moments frozen in time. The Vanishing Race, 1904, such an intriguing title. What could it be referring to? Is it about a historical event, a cultural shift, or perhaps something metaphorical? The year 1904 adds an air of mystery, hinting at a story from the past. Could it involve a lost civilization, a forgotten journey, or even a race against time? So many questions arise. What's the story behind this enigmatic phrase? Ah yes, Mu, 1916, a cryptic masterpiece of modern literature. Clearly, the author was ahead of their time, crafting a title so enigmatic that it leaves us pondering. Is it a place, a person, or just someone sneezing while typing? Truly, a work of unparalleled brevity and mystery. Oh no, the Loch Ness Monster? From 1934. That eerie photo still sends shivers down my spine. Just imagining that shadowy figure lurking in the dark, cold waters of Loch Ness, it's terrifying. What if it's real? What if it's still out there? The thought of something so mysterious and unknown gives me chills. I don't think I'd ever dare to go near that lake. What if it suddenly emerges? Fearful Face. Windblown Jackie, 1971, is such an iconic and timeless piece of art. It perfectly captures a moment of grace and spontaneity, showcasing Jackie Kennedy's elegance even in the simplest, most candid situations. The photograph truly immortalizes her as a symbol of strength and style. Absolutely breathtaking.